Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about something that might sound a little technical at first. But trust me, it's a problem that affects every single one of us in one way or another. It is about a question that plagues so many teams: who gets to change the production environment? Now, for those of you not in the software world, production is just a fancy word for the live, real-world system that customers are using right now. It could be a website, an app, or any service you rely on. So the question, who can change production, is a big deal. For a long time, I thought this was a technical puzzle. We just need the right tools, the right scripts, the right automation, right? But over time, I realized I was looking at it all wrong. This isn't a technical problem. It's an organizational one. It's a people problem. Think about it. Making a change to a live system isn't just about flipping a switch. It's an event. And like any significant event, it needs a sense of occasion, a sense of gravity. It needs a ceremony. Without that, changes become casual, chaotic, and risky. You end up with a culture where anyone can push a button at any time. And when things inevitably break, nobody knows why, how, or who was responsible. That chaos is a recipe for disaster. So how do we build that ceremony? How do we create a process that's respected and effective? Let's try a metaphor to make this a little clearer. Imagine our production environment is a massive, bustling city's logistics network. It's a complex web of highways, roads, and delivery routes. Trucks, cars, and couriers are constantly moving, delivering packages to their destinations. This is our live system, our app, serving users day in and day out. Everything is running smoothly, and packages are getting where they need to go on time. Now, what does a change look like in this city? A change could be anything from repaving a major highway to introducing a new, more efficient type of delivery van. You can't just send a construction crew to shut down the main highway during rush hour without any warning. That would cause absolute gridlock. The entire city's logistics would grind to a halt. Similarly, you can't just swap out all your old delivery vans for new ones overnight without testing them first. What if the new vans have a design flaw and break down? So any change to our logistics network requires a plan. It requires a process. This is where change management comes in. Let's say we need to repave that highway. First, you'd need a proposal. This proposal would detail exactly which stretch of road needs work, how long it will take, and what the impact will be. This plan then goes through an approval process. The city planner needs to review it. The traffic department needs to sign off on the detour routes. Maybe even the mayor's office needs to give the final okay for such a major project. Each level of approval confirms that the plan has been vetted, the risks have been considered, and the benefits outweigh the disruption. This multi-level sign-off isn't just bureaucracy for its own sake. It is a way of making sure that everyone who will be affected by the change is aware of it and agrees with the plan. It creates shared responsibility. But what if we're not sure our new road surface is good enough? We don't want to repave the entire highway only to find out it cracks under pressure. So we do what's called a canary release. In our city metaphor, this is like repaving a small, less critical side street or a branch line first. We divert a small amount of traffic onto this new surface and monitor it closely. Do cracks appear? Is it too slippery when it rains? We watch to see if any canaries, our test vehicles, have problems. If the branch line holds up well after a week, we can proceed with confidence to repave the main highway. If not, we've contained the damage to a small area and learned a valuable lesson without bringing the whole city to a standstill. Now, what happens when there's an emergency? A sinkhole suddenly opens up on the main bridge into the city. We can't wait for the standard multi-level approval process that might take days. We need to act now. This is where an emergency channel comes in. This is a pre-approved fast-track process for urgent fixes. It might involve a smaller, dedicated emergency response team that has the authority to make immediate decisions. They can close the bridge, set up an emergency detour, and start repairs right away. The key is that this channel is used only for genuine emergencies, not for skipping the line with non-urgent changes. It's a break glass in case of emergency option that provides speed when it is critically needed. But its use is still logged and reviewed later to ensure it was justified. So, bringing it back from our city metaphor, what's the core insight here? Changes to the production environment, just like changes to our city's infrastructure, affect everyone. They are inherently risky and have the potential to cause widespread disruption. Because of this, we need to treat them with the seriousness they deserve. This means having clear, well-defined processes. It means every change, no matter how small, should be reviewed. Having another pair of eyes look at your plan is one of the most effective ways to catch simple mistakes and flawed assumptions. It's not about mistrust. It's about collaboration and quality control. And yes, it means having those multi-level approvals. This makes the risk explicit. When a manager or a director has to sign off on a change, they are consciously accepting the potential risk associated with it. It forces a conversation about the why. Why is this change necessary? What's the benefit? What's the worst that could happen? This process of making risks visible and acknowledged is at the heart of responsible change management. It transforms the process from a hidden individual action into a transparent, collective decision. When you have these elements in place, the clear processes, the peer reviews, the multi-level approvals, the canary releases, and the emergency channels, you build that ceremony we talked about. Changing production is no longer a casual act. It becomes a deliberate, thoughtful, and professional operation. People understand the rules, they respect the process, and everyone knows their role. This is how you move from a culture of chaos to a culture of control and stability. But this brings us to a fundamental tension, a problem that I'm sure many of you have already thought of while I've been talking. All these processes, reviews, and approvals. They sound slow. They sound like bureaucracy. They sound like they get in the way of getting things done quickly. And in a world that values speed, agility, and moving fast, isn't this a step backward? This leads us to a classic dilemma. On one hand, we have permissions and safety. On the other hand, we have speed and efficiency. It always seems like you have to choose one over the other. If you want more control, you have to sacrifice speed. If you want more speed, you have to give up some control. Why do permissions and efficiency always seem to be at odds? Is it possible to have both? Can we build a system that is both safe and fast? That's the million-dollar question, and it's exactly what we're going to dive into in our next video. We'll explore why this conflict exists and look at some innovative ways teams are trying to solve it, getting the best of both worlds. Thanks so much for watching. If this is a problem you've faced in your own work, I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next discussion on bridging the gap between safety and speed. See you in the next one.